Hey miners, Mining King here. Today we're going to be going over taxes for crypto mining. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, before we get into this video, if you guys could please like, share, and subscribe, I really appreciate it. So let's get back to the video. Alright, so to start off, I am not a tax accountant or a financial advisor, or this is not financial information or anything like this, anything like that. This is for entertainment purposes only. So do your own research and use your common sense, and let's get back to it. There's been a lot of talk lately about the crypto mining taxes, and this is just for me in my instance and what I went over with my accountant. So this is my understanding of it. Make sure to talk to a reputable CPA or tax accountant that you deal with, to make sure that it could pertain maybe differently to your area that you live in. So this is just for me personally. I live in the US, so I'm just going to be talking about the taxes that you pay on mining, because I do believe that there is a little bit of misunderstanding that goes along with that. And I'm not going to get into like tax deductions for like LLCs and S corps and sole proprietors and stuff like that today. I'll be doing another video of that in the future. For right now, I'm just going to go over how mining is taxed, because I just think that some people are maybe misinformed. We're just going to use an example of, I'll put it right up here, $100 of Ethereum, right? Let's say you mined and you received $100 of Ethereum, and this is just a made-up number. So you mined $100 of Ethereum and you got a payout from your pool, and it was $100 is the value, okay, USD value. You would have to pay taxes on that $100 from your pool. Now if you sold that same Ethereum the same day for $100, right, you would not pay capital gains tax at all, because you didn't gain or lose anything, because you sold it for the exact same amount as what you had on the pool. So you have what's called your cost basis, because you're not going to get taxed twice for the same $100. We'll use another example so you can maybe better understand this. Let's say I mined $100 of Ethereum, and let's say I saved it for a month, and let's say it went from $100 to $50, okay? So you've already paid the $100 in tax on that first transaction, right, from your pool. You only have to pay capital gains on anything after the $100. So you would have a capital gains tax on $50. Not the whole $150, just the $50 that you made on top of your $100, because the $100 is what's called your cost basis. So I think some people are getting confused that they have to pay $100 on the tax and then another $150 they'll be taxed on. So you only pay the difference of the initial payout. So whether if you lost money or you sold it for the same price, so let's say you mined $100 and you sold it for $100, you still have to report the transaction, but you wouldn't pay any actual taxes, because you didn't gain anything. You understand what I'm saying? And here's another good situation that you could use this. This is how the taxes would be on this too as well. Is there is a website called SimpleSwap. So let's say you mined $100 of Ethereum, right? And then that same day you got the payout, you traded it for $100 of Flux. Well, the value is exactly the same, right? You went from $100 of Ethereum to $100 of Flux. Yes, you would have to report that it moved to those wallets, but you would not pay capital gains on that, because the value is still the same $100. You didn't gain anything, so there's no capital gains tax there. So one way, if you are thinking about maybe holding long term, right, with your crypto and not running it like a business, maybe this is a long-term game for you, right? Everybody's situation's different, you know what I mean? And once again, just to reiterate, I'm not a tax professional, and this is not financial advice. I just want to get that clear. You can mine into an IRA or a 401k, and then you can avoid the capital gains tax. So then you would only have to pay the tax on your initial pool payout. So the only penalties you would have, if the only downside to mining to a 401k or an IRA or something like that is you're not going to be able to pull it out. Like, you couldn't just pull the money out right away, because you're going to have to pay a penalty, you know what I mean, on your retirement, because you're pulling money out too early before your retirement age. So that's something to consider. You can mine into a retirement and you could hold it for the long run and not pay any capital gains, but just know that if you do that, you won't be able to move funds around. So like, if you're trying to like get a bigger farm and you want to use the money from that to buy more GPUs or something like that, I would not mine into a 401k. But let's say you built 2 rigs and you don't plan on expanding anymore, and you're just going to use those 2 rigs to mine with, and that's going to be like a little retirement fund for you, and that's all you're going to have. Maybe the 401k is the right choice for you, right? Because you're not planning on expanding, you just want to mine your retirement. So I would say that would be a good choice, because if you plan on using like expenses and be able to pull money out consistently, you won't be able to use a retirement account. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of some ideas and understanding about the capital gains tax. So just remember, you still have to report it whether or not you gained or lost. It's still an event, but you don't have to pay taxes on it. You still have to report that you did it. Like if you moved it from your Ethereum wallet to SimpleSwap to Flux, and then let's say you're using Zelcore, you have to mark all those events, but you don't have to pay capital gains on it, because you've already are going to be paying the $100 on the first transaction when you got paid from your pool. Now, let's say you did use SimpleSwap, right? But let's say you had $100 of Ethereum, but let's say now it's worth $300, right? And then you use SimpleSwap to trade it. Yes, you would pay capital gains as soon as you traded it, because it is now your $100 of Ethereum has now gained $200. So you would pay a capital gains tax on the $200 difference. So there is some apps out there. The one that I use to track my crypto is going to be CoinTracker. I will leave a link in the comment down below so you guys can check that out. So what it does is, they do have a free version, and it is limited. It's pretty much, you will have to pay eventually, because it's limited to the number of transactions that you do. If you're trading a lot, or you're moving around crypto a lot, you're going to have a lot of transactions. It's going to cost you quite a few $100s, unless you're going to track all those transactions, which is going to take you a very long time. If you want a really easy automated service, I would recommend CoinTracker. You just put in your wallet information. Let's say you use MetaMask and you use Zelcore and Coinbase, right? That's what you move around in. You just give them those 3 wallets. They figure out all the movement, and then they'll just have all the tax forms for you. They'll do all the forms, and then you just print it out, give it to your H&R Block, your tax accountant, and there you go. You're done. It's literally just a few minutes. Like I said, they do have a free service, but if you're doing quite a bit of transactions, you will have to pay. I had to pay $100, but I think it's worth it, because it would take me a very long time to gather all my transactions. So to me, I'd rather pay the $100 than do all the legwork. Sure, I could spend endless hours of tracking all my transactions, but I'd rather not. So like I was saying, I will be doing a video in the future of sole proprietor and LLC, because those were kind of the choices I was looking at for a business license. I do have a business license. I am a single member LLC. So I will be covering steps of how to start a business, and benefits of having your mining as a business if you plan on growing, as well as some of the benefits and protections you get with the LLC. So also, guys, I have these made up right here. These are the new, I just got these. These are holographic Mining King stickers. If anybody wants one of these, you could DM me in Discord, and I'll make sure to send one of these out to you. All right, guys, this is the Mining King giving you the most hashes, and I'll see you next time.